Hello everyone, this is my second video for you guys. I hope everybody is okay. This is Teacher Faluk. You are going to study science with me. But first, I will give you the answers of the questions I gave you last week. Do you remember your homework? I hope you finish it. Okay, let's get started. Let me put my video here. Okay, the questions. Do you remember them? We had 5 questions for you to answer. So if you did not finish your homework, please write these questions on your notebook so that you can answer them. But now I am going to give you the answers, okay? So what was our first question? The first question was, what do you know about solar system? How can you answer this question? You don't have to write a full sentence. You can write words. So what do you know about solar system? You can say you know about the sun, right? You know about the moon, stars, right? What else? We can say sunrise, sunset. What else? We can say Mars. Do you know Mars? The planet. Or let's say maybe Earth, right? Okay, so this is the answer. But it is up to you. Whatever you know about the solar system, you can write it down. Question number 2. So what is the question number 2? Why is the sun important to us? Why is that? The sun is important, right? If we don't have sun, what happens? We cannot survive. We cannot live, right? So why is that? Why is the sun important to us? The answer is the sun gives us what? What does it give us, the sun? It gives us light and heat. What is heat? Heat is hot, okay? This is cold, sorry, hot, hot, okay? If we don't have sun, we cannot have heat. So we will freeze. It will be so cold. We cannot live. Okay, question number 3. How big is the sun? How big is it? Do you remember the sun? Let's say if this is the sun, this is the earth. What is the difference between the sun and earth? Do you remember the answer? The answer was the sun is 100 times bigger than Earth. Okay, this is the answer. Answer number 4. Question number 4. What are the gases you know? Do you remember the gas in the air? They are too small. We cannot see them. What kind of gas do we have in the air? We have oxygen, we have nitrogen, we have CO2, which is carbon dioxide. So you can write this answer for question number 4. Let's look at question number 5, the last question. How do the sunrise and sunset happen? How does it happen? What is sunrise and sunset? Sunrise happens in the morning, right? So sunrise happens in the morning and then it becomes afternoon and then evening, which is sunset. After the sunset, we cannot have light from the sun anymore. We cannot see the sun, right? How does it happen? Let me tell you, the sunrise happens in the east. Okay, do you remember east, west, north, and south? The sunrise happens in the east. The sunset happens in the west. Okay, sunrise happens in the east. The sunset happens in the west. This is same everywhere in the world. And we will talk about this later in this class. Okay, let's continue with our lesson. This week we are going to study about planets. What kind of planets do you know? How many planets in this solar system? Okay, let's start with that. How many of them? Let's start counting. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 planets in this solar system. Which one are they? Number 1 is going to be the Mercury. Over here, guys. Number 1 is Mercury. So if you want to write the name of the planet in your notebook, you can write this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets. You can write in your notebook planets. And what are the planets? Number 1 is Mercury. Number 2 is Venus. You can repeat after me. Let's try again. Number 1, Mercury. Number 2, Venus. Number 3, Mars. Number 4, Earth. Number 5, Jupiter. Number 6, Saturn. Number 7, Uranus. Number 8, Neptune. Okay, so these are the planets in this solar system, 8 of them. So if you read them in order, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, okay, you can count them, 8 of them, and you can read them in order. Okay, so some planets have smaller objects orbiting them. What does it mean? I give you one example. This is the Earth, right? Okay, I'm going to draw the Earth. Let's put it like this. I'm going to draw the Earth over here. Let's have green. This is the Earth, right? Earth has something next to each other. It is not a planet. It is close to the Earth, but it is not a planet. It is smaller than Earth, and we can see it at usually nighttime. What is that? It is the moon. Okay, so the moon is going around of the Earth. We call that orbit. Orbiting means if this is the sun, the moon is going around of the Earth. This is called orbit. Okay, so this is called the moon. We call them natural satellites. Satellite means the one it is next to the planet, and then it is orbiting the Earth. Okay, let's continue with our next page. It's going to be we are going to learn about orbit. I just explained to you, right? What does it mean again? Let's see. The sun is in the center of the solar system, right? This is the sun in the middle. And the planets, the other planets, what were the other planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are orbiting around the sun. Okay, so this is called if the planet, which is they are, when the planet's orbiting around the sun, we call this revolution period. Revolution period, okay? This is also means when the planet orbits around the sun, this takes 1 year to complete. So revolution period. Revolution happens in Earth and Sun. Let's say this is the Sun. Let's have it yellow. Yellow Sun. I cannot draw well. Okay, this is the Sun. And green Earth. The Earth is orbiting around the sun. So when this happens, start from here and then goes around the sun and come back the same spot. When this happens, complete tour. This happens in 1 year, which is 365 days for the Earth. This is called revolution period. And now we are going to talk about the rotation period. What does rotation period means? I explain to you. Rotation period means that Earth is spinning around the sun, right? Orbiting around the sun. And also Earth spins around itself. So Earth is spinning around orbiting around the sun. At the same time, the Earth is also spinning around itself. And this happens like this, spinning around itself. When this happens, this complete in 1 day, which is, 1 day, which is 24 hours, right? So this happens in 24 hours. When the Earth complete the rotation period, in the morning we see the sun, in the afternoon we see the sun on the top, right? And then in the evening the sun goes away, usually like 12 hours, right? And then we see the moon. We don't see the sun anymore. When we don't have the sun, what happens? It becomes dark. That's why when the Earth, let's say this part, is seeing the sun, let's say this is Thailand right now. But when the Earth spins, let's say spins in 1 day, let's say over here, and then this part over here doesn't see the sun. And when it spins after 12 hours, we cannot see the sun, we see the dark. Okay guys, perfect. I hope you understand revolution and rotation period. These are important. Revolution happens in Earth 365 days. Rotation period in 1 day for Earth. Now we are going to look at the other planets. Planet number 1 is Mercury. The Mercury is the smallest and nearest planet to the sun. It is the closest to the sun and the smallest also. The temperature can be as high as 430 centigrade, wow, in the day, and as cold as minus 180 centigrade at night time. Let me tell you what is temperature meaning. Temperature means how hot is the weather. In Thailand, usually we have 20, sometimes if it is a bit cold, 20, sometimes 30, even 35 centigrade in Thailand. How about the Mercury? Mercury has 430 centigrade, super hot in the daytime when Mercury sees the sun. If it doesn't see the sun, it is minus 180 degrees. It is super cold. If we go to Mars, so if we go to Mercury, we cannot live in the Mercury. Okay, distance from the sun. It means the sun and the Mercury is how far is it? How far from the sun and Mercury? The distance from sun is 57,900,000 kilometer. Diameter means how big is it? How big is it? It is 4,879 kilometer. Revolution period is 88 days. It means in Earth, 1 year happens in 365 days. But Mercury, 1 year happens in 88 days. Rotation period is 59 days. Spinning around itself in 59 days. Number of satellites, satellites means moon, 0. It doesn't have any moons. Let's look at the second planet, which is Venus. Let's talk about Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It has poisonous air that traps heat. Poison means it is bad for you. If you smell this air, it is poisonous. It might make you die. Okay? It has poisonous air that traps heat. Thus, it is the hottest planet. It doesn't have any natural satellites. It doesn't have any moon. It is the hottest planet, which is the temperature is 362 centigrade. The temperature. Do you remember the temperature? Temperature is how hot it is. In Thailand, 30 centigrade. In Venus, 462 centigrade. Wow, it is super hot. We cannot live in Venus for sure. The rotation period, spinning around itself, 1 day only in Earth. In Venus, 243 days. So Venus see the sun for like 120 days in a row. And then the sun disappears 120 days for the without the sun at nighttime. That's amazing, guys. Revolution period is 225 days, which is 1 year in Earth. Diameter means how big is it? It is 12,000 kilometer big. And distance from sun is 108 million kilometers away from the sun. Pretty far away. Okay, Venus is the brightest planet in the solar system. What does it mean? Sometimes we can see the Venus in the sky. Usually it is super bright and it is bigger than stars, the other stars. So sometimes it can be seen in our sky and it is called the morning star or evening star. If you see it in the morning, it becomes morning star or evening star. So Venus is the brightest planet and Venus is the second planet. And Venus also the hottest planet. It is super hot. So this is the end of the class. We will learn about other planets next time. Before I finish the class, I will give you some questions as homework. Please write these questions in your notebook. The questions are, number 1, what is the rotation period of Earth, spinning around itself? Number 2, what is the revolution period of Venus, which is the spinning around the sun? Number 3, what is the surface temperature of Mercury? How hot or how cold it is, the Mercury? These are the questions. please answer them in your notebook. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.